Jeff, can you just kind of give us some quick general thoughts?
Thought it was a good day, a good first scrimmage. Saw some things we needed to see, which was important. I think the defense won the day, which is what I wanted. I wanted to make progress there without question. He did a pretty good job of stopping the run. I think we did a very good job of challenging routes. I think we had multiple interceptions. We had multiple pass breakups. We had multiple, way less lapses of people running open downfield. So that was a very good thing. So I really thought our defense stood up today, and that's encouraging. We got to build on that. We have players on that side of the ball that have experience, so they've been through some hard times as well as good times, and I think it's about gaining confidence as we continue through camp and going out there and playing loose and playing free and taking chances and going out and going for the win. So I was encouraged by what I saw at a lot of positions there. Offensively, we did struggle. I think we did find a way to run the ball a little bit more, but we weren't as efficient in the passing game, due to tighter coverage. A few people made some plays. That was good. Of course, David Bell is always a solid. Brock Thompson stood out, and a few others did well. I thought Xander, when we gave him opportunities to run, ran hard. And we just got to continue to progress through that. Offensively, on the offensive line, I think our first team unit was adequate. We got to, figure out ways to get better and more dominant at that. And then the backup positions need to get better. We need to get better. We need to learn to be more consistent in our play.
What about the quarterbacks?
Quarterbacks, I think they all had their moments, and they all had some things where it wasn't as good. I think it played out like what we've seen in practice. It's a close competition. We were able to make some plays. The key is, not turn the ball over, being efficient, taking negative plays, and there was progress there. I think we were able to see what we needed to, and we've got to continue to, have as many of these game-like situations as we possibly can.
The progress of the running game, do you like where it's at now, or did you feel like you'd be a little bit farther ahead?
Well, I think we're going to continue to push forward on running the football and being successful with that, and figuring out ways to get yards when we need to, and then figuring out ways to have a little bit of creativity to manufacture yards, and figuring out a few ways to involve the quarterback. I think all those things need to happen, and we've just got to be as efficient as we can and not get negative plays, and being able to convert short yardage situations is critical. So that's been an emphasis. There were some moments where we were able to do that, find a way to get the breakaway run. We haven't quite perfected that for sure, but we just got to continue to work through it and be physical up front and get more guys ready to play.
But you're not. The scrimmage did not have what you would project to be your number one offensive line. You've had some guys out there this week.
No, we had some guys out today, and pretty sure most of those guys will be back pretty soon. It's just a matter of making sure we get with us, we've got to improve and get better, but there are certain guys we have to get to the game healthy. And when you go through a month-long camp, we're as careful as we possibly can be. I don't really know how to be much more careful than what we've been, but you're going to have some nicks and bruises and some twists and sprains, and you hope that things aren't serious, and you've got to harden things up at every position, especially up front, and develop some calluses so that you're ready to play. But at the same time, you hope that you don't have injuries. So that's part of the game, and that's why more and more people have to be ready in case a few people go down, whether it's at the beginning of the year or during the year. So I think we're doing a decent job of that.
What about your kicking and punting? Did you get a look at that today at all?
We did. We looked at the punting game very extensively. For the most part, I think we've made progress there. Jack Ansel, has a lead right now on that position. We just got to make sure he stays consistent. The good thing is he's been fairly consistent to this point, and there's been a few, really, really good kicks, and we can't have the bad kicks. And then Cropsey now has been the backup, followed by Collins. But Cropsey's done a decent job. Well, was a good backup, and really getting more starters on the team to cover and to get down the field and make sure we don't prevent a big play is important. So I think our punting unit, had a ton of reps today, and I think field goal wise, I think we've made great strides. Mitchell Finneran has come in and done a really good job. Freehill has done a good job as the backup, followed by Dellinger. Today was not their best day. It was not. But every day to this point, they've been pretty solid. So it was good for them to struggle a little bit today and realize that when it's game time, they got to step up.
What kind of change of pace or a different look can Downing and Cross maybe give you out of the backfield?
Well, we got a good look at Dowling and Cross today. Dowling's a strong physical back that has really come in and worked hard and learned as fast as he can. He's a bigger back, and he's got to be able to lower his pad and get yards and be able to block and make some plays out of the backfield if we ask him. But he's worked extremely hard, so I'm proud of that effort. Jaquez is young. He's got a little quickness and burst. He's shown some signs in practice. When the pads get on as live tackle, that's when it's got to continue to show up. And he's still got a ways to go. He's got to gain some strength. And ball security at that age is not the best, and he's one of them. But he is athletic, and if we can continue to progress him, I hope that he can be ready to play. But we've got to continue to build that depth. King was not able to practice today. We hope to get him back soon, and we need him healthy.
Do you know roughly like how many plays you ran today?
You know what? I'd say at least 100.
Okay.
So we released around 100 plays.
You got everything in you wanted to, obviously.
Yeah, we had multiple live periods of live tackle. We had some other situational periods of third downs and red zone, 2-minute drill. And overall, our defense stood out, and that was good to see. So, they've got to not pat themselves on the back. They've got to continue to work hard and study the film and challenge things even more and stop the run even more and rush the passer, be physical, and then at the same time try to eliminate big plays. But every once in a while, one may happen. But I do think we probably had 2 interceptions that could have been for touchdowns and numerous pass breakups.
Did you come out of it healthy?
Well, we'll see. Nothing severe to this point, so we'll see tomorrow where we're at.
Just you mentioned the defense. Is it just the aggressiveness that they're playing with? Is it something else that has really caught your eye here the first week of camp?
Well, it's a combination of everything. I really like our coaching staff. I think they're great people that have worked extremely hard, developed a relationship with our guys. They understand what our philosophy and theme is going to be. We're all on the same page. We all want to work in collaboration to get it done. And we all want to take responsibility when things aren't getting done together. So I think that's a good starting point. I think our players trust our coaches and feel good about them. They know we're going to do everything we can to put them in the best position to succeed. I think they've seen some progress, especially today, and numerous things that we've done. And we want them to take the field confident at every position, understand that when they're there in the one-on-one matchup, they need to make the play. And that they got to be extra aggressive and challenge things. It's not about just not giving up a big play. Let's make the play every time we're out there and adjust to double moves and trick plays and things like that as much as we can with some situational calls and just knowing the time of the game. But I think they had a good day today.
How's Kieran holding up at the middle, or is Jalen getting?
Well, we've got Jalen Alexander and Kieran are both working in the middle linebacker position. Jalen can play both, the middle linebacker position, the weak linebacker position, both basically in the box for the most part, unless you're playing a true spread team. Jalen, it's a matter of, he is fully healthy, but we just want to keep him healthy. He didn't practice in the spring. He's coming off surgery. Done a very good job. He's got to play well for us. Kieran's got to be a solid run stopper and be able to, you don't have to guard the vertical routes as much, but you got to be physical when they're running routes, get in front of them, disrupt them, knock them off the route, jump the short and slash intermediate routes, and allow the safeties to back you up. So sometimes when you're doing that, you won't get exposed as much. So he's done a better job, but he works hard. He can hit. He gives great effort. And he's got to play well for us.
Any timeline when you get Mitchell and Marvin Grant back?
DeMarcus, we're hopeful next week to get him back at some point. Marvin Grant is very close. He did some things yesterday, just sprinting full speed. And those things we've got to be a little careful so we don't have any setbacks, but he's very close. So we're hopeful next week.